start off, good, I'm glad you found it. We're going to start off talking about Lilly and Jack Sullivan. So let's put their picture up, bless them. So these two little ones, you know, the more I look into these, how many children just go missing without a trace? You know, like Lilly and Jack, I mean, you know, they were at home, in their home in Nova Scotia in Canada, playing in the house. Apparently, the parents maybe not taking a lot of notice, maybe in bed asleep, you know, feeling they're in a safe area. I mean, there's a lot of controversy about this case. Obviously, a lot of people suspect the parents. It's the mum and stepdad. They also had a little baby. A lot of people suspect the parents, but people have passed, I think they've all passed lie detector tests from what I can gather. They've just disappeared. It's a very remote place where they lived, a bit of a mess, to be honest, the house and the surrounding area. And then there was woodland. And it's thought, did they wander off into woodland? There's a road nearby. Did somebody abduct them? Are the parents implicated? You know, it's one of those mysterious cases. All that we know really is that these two little dots have disappeared off the face of the earth. Completely and absolutely disappeared. And, you know, that doesn't happen. Now, there was said to be a child's boot print found, wasn't there? That's something that was said. And so, you know, there have been intensive searches. A lot of people do believe that they are around somewhere, you know, that they had an accident or they got scared, they got lost, and, you know, they are round about there somewhere, and it wasn't foul play. A lot of people think that, and then other people think it's something to do with the stepfather and the mother. You know, I don't know about that, and that's the police's job to establish that, not mine. The only thing that seemed strange to me was that the mother left the very next day to go with the baby to go somewhere completely different. That, I think, you know, that just surprised me, that after just one day of searching, she left the area. But, you know, who knows what you would do in those circumstances. So, you know, she maybe needed support. Then it's said that they're not speaking, like she's not speaking to her partner, the stepfather. But he says he's passed a lie detector test. You know, it's one of those that everybody's sort of looking at everybody else, but nobody knows anything. The police haven't named anyone as a suspect, but they haven't ruled anybody out either. You know, it's one of those cases, and the only thing that we're sure of is that these two little ones, where are they? And they've been missing quite a long time now. Anyway, something that the police have released now is that they say they have found Lily's pink blanket. And that's what we're going to look at. And that they're testing it. They're saying that they found Lily's pink blanket, which apparently she doesn't go anywhere without. I've got it somewhere. Hang on. Got it set up somewhere. Yeah, let's have a look at this. So they found it, you know, right near the house. I mean, they haven't found it miles away. So the RCMP, so this has happened in Nova Scotia in Canada. So the RCMP give an update on the missing Nova Scotia siblings, including the discovery of a pink blanket. And they said, our collective efforts will continue every day till we determine with certainty the circumstances surrounding Lilly and Jack's disappearance. So here they are. Lilly is the oldest sibling. I think she's 6 and Jack is 4, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and they were playing together. And it was more than 2 months ago. So it's an awful long time ago. I mean, these children will not have survived if they haven't been abducted, and hopefully if they have been abducted, they could be safe somewhere. But if they haven't been, they can't survive on their own. They're too young, aren't they? They couldn't survive for 2 months on their own, could they? So anyway, more than 2 months after two young siblings went missing in Nova Scotia, the RCMP say they've received thousands of videos and found a pink blanket belonging to one of the children, but the case remains unsolved. The investigative team in the Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit is leading the investigation into the disappearance of Lilly Sullivan and Jack Sullivan, who went missing from their rural home in Lansdowne Station, Pictou County, Nova Scotia. And actually, one sec, because I've just remembered, I'm boiling some eggs. And I've just remembered I've left them on the I've left them boiling, so I'll be 1 sec. Don't want a fire while I'm on a live stream, do I? I'm back. Now, that would not be the first time that I'd left something to burn while I was on a live stream, because once I get talking, I forget. So let's go back to this. Yeah, once I get chatting, I forget that I've got something on the stove or whatever. So our collective efforts will continue every day until we determine with certainty the circumstances surrounding Lilly and Jack's disappearance. Oh, it's a double L for Lilly. I need to change that on my title. Sorry, I'm just going to title that. Change that title slightly. If I can, I don't know if I can change it once I'm in the middle of it. Hang on. Yeah, I'm not trying to change the start time. I'll change it later if I can't change it now. Oh, great, I can't get it off the thing now. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, unfortunately, I've spelt Lily's name with only one L. It's actually got two L's. Sorry about that, but I'll change it. So, Lily 6. Yeah, Lily 6 and Jack 4 were first reported missing on the morning of May the 2nd this year by their mum and stepfather, who believed the kids disappeared while they were still asleep. The stepfather looked for them in neighbouring roads as the mum called police that morning. And since then, more than 800 tasks have been associated with this investigation. So this latest update doesn't bring any new information about where they could be or what happened to them, but gives the public an overview of what the next stage of the investigation will look like. So they said they're reviewing approximately 5,000 video files of Lansdowne Station and the surrounding areas and assessing more than 600 tips from the public. They formally interviewed over 60 people, including polygraph tests. So I think everybody that was, the parents, the mum and the stepfather, have all passed their polygraph tests. Oh, thank you, Sheep Famine. Yeah, I did do a video about that yesterday. Thank you so much for the super chat. I did do a video about that yesterday. Let me put my thank you up, say thank you. Maybe you missed it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to put the link in to the video that I did yesterday about it. You must have missed it. I don't know what channel you're subscribed on, Sheep Farm, and you may be subscribed on the Spanish and English channel, which I didn't upload the shortened video about it. I talked about it in the live yesterday. Let's have a look. But I did just post the individual video. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. And yeah, but thank you. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did pass away. He did. This was the video that I did about it. Ah, you subscribed on this channel. Yeah, I did do. I did talk about it, but yeah, it's very sad actually, and not sad about him dying, of course, but that Peter Falcone's body has still not been found. He had cancer, didn't he? Throat cancer. So, but thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Okay, so let's go back to Lilly and Jack. So yes, they said that they are requesting judicial authorizations to seize and examine materials and devices that can help in the investigation. Well, 2 months on is a little bit, 2 months later? Anyway, you can't, they're just proceeding with their investigation. We won't get to know everything that's happening. But they have said now that they're performing forensic examinations on materials found in the search areas, including a pink blanket found near the home on Lansdowne Road. And it was confirmed by the family to belong to the children, or specifically to belong to Lilly. A tremendous amount of careful, deliberate investigative work is underway by people here at home and in other parts of Canada, said McCammon, who is the detective, when asked in a press conference if the case lacked urgency. That's what I'm saying. 2 months later, a concern expressed by police people close to the investigation. Spokesperson Corporal Carly McCann told reporters that an RCMP family liaison is in regular contact with a designated relative of Lilly and Jack. They're assisted in the investigation by units in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick and Ontario, as well as the National Centre of Missing Persons, the Canadian Centre for Child Protection, and the provincial and municipal police agencies from Nova Scotia and other parts of Canada. And yes, obviously, if anybody's watching who knows anything, they need to contact Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers or the RCMP Major Crime Unit, and the phone number is on sort of any article that you Google about it. But yeah, bless them. I mean, where are they? I mean, you do feel that they have, come to harm one way or another. Hi, Moonbeam. Hi, Skits. Exactly, Moonbeam. Why have they left it 2 months to do all this? It just seems like they're saying lack urgency. Are they not thinking? Are they not thinking? It is urgent. Of course, then there was those rumours by that horrible YouTube channel that I've just, then I realised who he was, that Joseph Morris, saying, that man that was supposedly knows the family said that the children had been taken by the mother, and they were fine, taken away by the mother. But, none of that has been proven, of course. So, I don't know. I just don't know. It's 2 months, to suddenly now be doing these forensic tests. Shouldn't they have been doing that? I'm sure they have been doing it, have they? It's like, let's see if I can find the actual. I don't think I could find the actual press conference. But nothing could be more more vulnerable, could it? Nothing could be more vulnerable than 2 little kids, like that, disappearing into the woodland. What could be more important than that, really? 2 children aged 6 and 4 disappearing into the woodland. I can't find any press conference here, but anyway, that is basically the update for what it is. It's not a great update, is it, really? But at the end of the day, at least the police are saying, they are doing something. You can't help but have a bad feeling. You want to feel hope for these kids. You want to feel hope. My best hope. I hope the mum has taken them away somewhere or got someone to take them away somewhere. I really hope they have. Because the alternative is they've either been kidnapped by somebody else, some harms come to them because of their parents, or someone who knows their parents, or someone who knows them, or somebody was just passing by, maybe saw them playing. So these are the worst case scenarios. So the best case scenario, or that they've got lost in the woods and been attacked by an animal, or got scared and hidden, and then they've died, because they would, no offense, but they would if they were in that expanse of wilderness or woods or whatever, and there's water there as well. Did they fall into the water? These are not good case scenarios for 2 months later. They're not going to, a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old are not going to survive out in the elements for 2 months. So unfortunately, the best case scenarios that they've been kidnapped, really, the best case scenario by a family member, not by someone intending ill harm to them. But the more I've been looking into a case that I'm going to cover in some depth shortly, because it's a 10-year anniversary. Another child who went missing from a campsite, and just disappeared and has never been found, and suspicion fell on the parents, as of course it always does, but also other people that were at the campground, and 10 years later it hasn't been solved. It'd be scary to sort of think of a Lilly and Jack becoming a 10 years later not been solved case. It's awful to think about. I don't think there was an Amber Alert. I really don't think there was. Let's see if I can find out. See what... Sometimes Wikipedia is good for a good... So they were reported missing on May the 2nd. I can't see... They're saying there's no evidence of abduction. What does Wikipedia say? don't think there was an Amber Alert. There's a reward of $150,000 for any information that is deemed to be of investigative value. That's a big reward, isn't it? You know, money can make people talk, especially there is talk that there's some drug sort of involvement with the parents. Again, a lot of it is rumour. I don't know if that's true or not. But people in that sort of environment, $150,000 would be a big incentive to talk. That's being offered by the government of Nova Scotia. So don't forget, they hadn't been on at school. They were kept home from school on Thursday, May the 1st and Friday, May the 2nd, because Lilly had a cough. And then they didn't go to school on the Wednesday, April the 30th, but that day there was no school. So they hadn't gone to school that day because there was no school. It was a development day for teachers. And the last time they were seen in public with all the family is on CCTV on May the 1st, the day before their disappearance. But from what I can see, there was no... why was there not an Amber Alert, I wonder? Yeah. No. So no Amber Alert. The police are not saying that they are saying there's no evidence of an abduction. But the thing is, if the parents did do something to them, they've still had to dispose of them somewhere, you know. So there's got to be some sort of data, either CCTV or phone data, to show them going places to get rid of the bodies, if that's what they did, you know. But there is no evidence of that, and apparently they've passed a lie detector test. But of course, a lie detector test does not mean everything, does it? You know, quite often people pass lie detector tests who are lying. So, you know, very strange. You're welcome, Skits. Okay, so I just wanted to give you that little update. We will follow this case, and, you know, it's very rare that anything comes out about it. You know, we want a good result. You never know, we may still get a good result. We have to keep hoping, don't we, that these two little ones, maybe they have been abducted by the mother. I hope they have. I hope the mum has had something to do with abducting them. But why would she do it? You know, then you've got to think, why would the mother do that? You know, take them off somewhere else, maybe to keep them safe from the stepfather. But why pretend that they've gone missing? You know, you got to think there's no real justification for that, is there? Or no real reason why she should do that. But of course, people don't always need a reason, do they? At the end of the day, people don't always need a reason.